everyone, today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to trade crypto like a salty old equity day trader myself. All right, welcome everyone. So, I am lead trader with StocksToTrade, Tim Bohen. Today we're going to be talking about crypto because I get inundated with the questions, which is awesome, okay? But one thing I'm going to say is this is going to be kind of a big picture overview from a guy that's been trading trashy penny stocks for 15 years. Now, keep in mind, trashy penny stocks and especially a lot of the crypto around now have a lot of commonalities. They trade on volume. They follow chart patterns. They follow technical analysis to a T. But I'm just going to be giving you a big picture idea. Now, what I want you to do, if you want to know more, if you really want to get in depth, check out the link below. My buddy Matt Monaco, many of you might know Matt Monaco. He's been on the podcast, started a podcast, been on the podcast with me many times. He's been day trading for, about 4 or 5 years now. Incredible success, and he's really kind of found a ton of that success as well in crypto, trading these patterns, recognizing how they react to levels. Click that link below, 100% free webinar. Check it out to really get in depth. I think it's going to be hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So way more big picture than we can do in a 10-minute YouTube video. All right, so let's talk about trading crypto and my view on it. Now listen, you might know, you might have watched the long-term videos or some of the other videos. I'm a long-term holder of Ethereum and Bitcoin. I am a HODL-er, as they say, as embarrassing that is. Now I believe in Bitcoin particularly. I believe in Ethereum particularly. But I spend the mass majority of my trading time, well, all of it, trading penny stocks. It's what I've found that's the niche for me. I found it works for me. I understand them. I got the mechanics. That is not a bash of crypto. If crypto, it works for you, I mean, listen, options, Forex, futures. I mean, one of the biggest things I tell everyone is try everything. Trade small size, track your data, but try everything. Maybe for whatever reason, crypto works for you, okay? Track your data, okay? And if you're making money crypto, if you're making money in Forex, if you're making money in options, do that, okay? So try everything with small size, track your data, and go from there. Now, what are the biggest reasons I don't like to trade crypto? Listen, it's 24 hours. And this may sound funny, but listen, I'm a family guy. I got hobbies. I get up 5 a.m. every single day of the week, 7 days a week, and I get up, I go through a routine, I follow that routine. Obviously, stocks only trade Monday through Friday, NASDAQ and NYSE stocks from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. It's enough, man. It's enough. You know, and again, you might be like, man up, Tim, 24 hours. But 4 a.m., especially a lot of these low float stocks that we trade, I mean, they start moving right at 4 a.m. And again, trading up until 8 p.m. Eastern. Geez, I got to sleep at some point. So, and the problem is I love trading so much. I'm infatuated with trading. I love making money. I don't want the temptation, man. I don't want the temptation of, hey, maybe I can't fall asleep at, 9, 10 o'clock at night. Yes, that's when I go to bed, but I get up at 5. I don't want that temptation of being like, hey, maybe I'll dabble in a little crypto as I'm half asleep. So I think that's a con. I mean, it's a drawback for me. Now, listen, you're young, you're single, maybe you're a night owl. It's an advantage, okay? If you've got a day job and you're working all day, I mean, listen, hey, when I was 20, I stayed up all night, slept about 2 hours a day, okay? Maybe 3 or 4, but I could do it. I could do the all-nighters. Oh my gosh, if I do an all-nighter today, like, listen, I grind and I work my butt off. But you ask my old ass to do an all-nighter, and I'm wrecked for like 4 days. 4 days. It's like I got COVID or something. So anyway, it's a pro and a con depending on your schedule. But, keep in mind, understand, if you're trying to excel in trading, I don't care if it's penny stocks or crypto, you got to be alert, you got to be rested, you got to be ready. So make sure it fits with your schedule, not just because you're waking up at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling and screwing around. So now, again, one of the big advantages, huge moves, much like penny stocks, okay? A lot of you may look at what I call real stocks and you're looking at an Apple or you're looking at a Google and you're like, well, how am I supposed to make any money? Now, the nice thing about crypto, trades like penny stocks, 20%, 100%, 1,000% in a day. So if you can follow the levels, check out the video with my buddy Matt Monaco. He's going to talk about levels. He's talk about technicals. Because remember, at the end of the day, crypto, I hate to say, has no fundamentals, but there's very little underlying fundamentals, especially when you're talking the altcoins, the quote unquote shit coins, etc. I mean, there are no fundamentals. There's no balance sheet. There's no PE, earnings per share, etc. You're mostly trading technicals. If you do that, it's awesome. But that's the great thing, is that you got the big moves. I mean, again, especially a year or two ago, and I think it's coming back, especially as we go into the fall. That's why I want you on Matt's webinars. Now, how do you actually do it? What I recommend is just trade the crypto directly, okay? I've got Bitcoin on my screen. I've got this wedge here, Bitcoin breaking down below 2,000. But if it breaks back into this wedge, I think it can retest the 30,000 level. We can see we broke down here. And actually, I mean, listen, getting ahead of myself, the nice thing about crypto, you can short them too, okay? You don't have to worry about getting a borrow. I mean, look at it, this video, these trend lines I drew on a Bitcoin video from a couple weeks ago. Look at that beautiful trend break right there. Breaks the trend, washes out, here it is at lows. So you can long and short them. That's a nice thing. And then if this reclaims that trend, I think we could retest that high. Technicals. And then, you can use a lot of this other stuff that I'd steer you away from. A lot of people ask me about like the derivatives, ETFs. I mean, listen, there's ETFs that you can trade on the NASDAQ. I think there's some on the NYC. But my thing is always, people like, listen, if you want to trade Bitcoin, just trade Bitcoin. These ETFs, these futures contracts, it's just remove the overhead. And whether it be Ethereum or Bitcoin or any of the altcoins, just trade it directly. I mean, just get your Coinbase account or get your Robinhood account and trade it directly. Don't mess with the derivatives. And then the worst thing is there's those CFDs out there, like contract for differences and the pair trades. And I mean, I just think that, listen, if you're experienced, it's different with CFDs and pair trades and all this stuff. And if you got all the time in the world too, it's different. I mean, if you're sitting at a hedge fund and you're like, hey, boss, I want to be the crypto guy. That's your full-time job. Experiment with all these instruments. But I think it happens with stocks all the time. People just overcomplicate things. And if you trade the most liquid, most in-play cryptos, and then that changes day to day, but depending on the most in-play, highest volume around technical levels, you don't need all this overhead and all this complexity. Again, and I know I've said this 6 times this video, but what's great about penny stocks is the KISS idea. Keep it simple, stupid. A penny stock gaps up on news, breaks through $1, whole dollar, half dollar, it tends to spike to the next resistance level. And then if it fails, you stop out at the support level. Do the same thing. Don't, and that's why so many people get in trouble. They overcomplicate their systems. They look at too much data. They try all these esoteric, crazy contracts, and it's too much. Okay. So, in summary, my friends, click the link below. Check out the webinar with my buddy Matt Monaco. Again, way more than I can pack into 8-minute YouTube video. But my friends, if it fits your schedule, hey, especially, listen, Asia, okay, something that's great. I mean, listen, what's great about, if you're in Asia and you're watching this video, crypto tends to be most volatile in the middle of the night, Eastern time. I'm in Eastern time. I'm in bed at 3 a.m. That's when crypto is the most active. If you're in Asia, if you're a night owl, if you don't sleep much, make sure you're prepared, making good decisions, well rested, but it's great if you work till, listen, hey, when I was 22 years old, guess what? I was delivering pizzas. I would have loved to get home at 11 o'clock at night after my shift of delivering pizzas and trade some crypto. I couldn't trade stocks. Stocks were closed. Well, the internet didn't exist back then. But you get home, you're wide awake. You're like, hey, you're seeing these levels? Fire away. So, all right, my friends, check out Matt's webinar. And remember the rules. Just trade them directly. Avoid the sketchy brokers. Stick with a reputable broker. Again, a Coinbase, even a Robinhood. Or there's a lot of the brokers are now getting in this. Doesn't mean you still have risk, but at least the place isn't going to shut down in the middle of the night and run away with all your money. Have a great day, my friends, and we'll see you next time.